Hello, we're back again so soon. I didn't think we were going to come back until next weekend, but I ate too much of that lamb and it's almost all gone, so there won't be much in terms of leftovers. So I'm going to have to cook again. So I thought today we'd try some wings. I got some wings from Grasmere up in Stamford in the last week or so. Spotted them, they look really nice, good meaty wings. Exactly the kind we're after, two-section wing without the flapper, so there's no waste. Although you don't have to waste those, you can boil them up for broth. But these are great, these are very, very juicy wings, nice meaty ones. I'm going to brine these. I've not brined wings before, so it's a little bit of an experiment. What I've got in here, if I bring this over to you, I've got in there about 1.5 pints of water, boiled water, and let it cool. A tablespoon of crushed chilies, and about 1.5 tablespoons of salt, just regular cooking salt, and that's all that needs. And I've let it stand and cool, and then put it in the fridge once it's cooled to chill it. I don't want to put the wings in tepid water. It's not a good thing. So advice is you can brine these from sort of up to 48 hours wings. I'm going to do them for probably about 5 or 6 hours, which is a recommended minimum for brining wings. So we'll see how they go. I'll set the grill up later, and we might cover that, and certainly we'll come back and see what the finished product's like. So speak to you in a bit. Right, so these wings have been brining for probably about 6 hours, and that'll do, to be honest, because this is just a bit of an experiment. I picked these wings up just on spec. I saw them on the shelf, so I thought I'd get them because they look really juicy. So this is an experiment for the first time with brines. With wings specifically, we brine lots of different stuff: pork chops, fish, you name it. It'll go in a brine. It's always it always adds something to the quality of the cook. So, like I said, these are nice and meaty. What I'm going to do now is mix these up. Bit of salt. I've got about a teaspoon and a half of salt. Same with cayenne. Same with garlic granules. I've got about 130 grams of plain flour. I'll show you those in a second. I'm going to put these in a bag, mix them all up, and then toss the wings in them to coat them with a bit of flour and put them back in the fridge to chill for about 30-40 minutes, something like that. The Frank's hot sauce, very, very good for wings. What I do is I get about 50 grams, give or take, of some butter, plain or salted, doesn't really make much difference in my experience. Put them on a low heat in a pan and just melt the butter into the hot sauce. So when that's melted, that'll cool while the chicken is in the fridge, and then they'll be ready to, once they've got some flour on them, that'll give a bit of a key to dip these in as well. So and once I put these through that mix, I'll have a little bit of this left over, so I'll separate some of this into a separate jar so I don't contaminate it with uncooked chicken, and that'll be used as a bit of a dipping sauce. So what's next? Get this all done, what I just explained, I suppose, and then come back to see how they look when they're coated. Chicken's about ready to coat now. So this has been in the fridge for about, I don't know, half an hour. And you can see it's got a nice coating of that flavoured flour with the garlic and the cayenne and the salt in it. I tossed it in a bag, and that was just placed in the fridge. This is the sauce with the butter melted into it. I've kept a little bit back for the table. Again, separate those out. Don't cross-contaminate your uncooked chicken stuff with your cooked chicken stuff. Very important. Also, I should mention with the brine, again, washing poultry is a bit of a contentious issue anyway, so be careful with the water that you're using to brine this. Make sure you get rid of it very carefully and you don't cause splashes around your cooking area. Alternatively, you can just boil it up and continue to make stock out of it, and then put that in the freezer for another dish. So what we're going to do now is just make sure that's well mixed up, and we're literally just going to dip these in, make sure they're coated, and then transfer them over here, and then do that about another 50 times. So we'll come back when these are ready to go in the fire. I've got the grill started up. We'll place them on, come back, do a quick catch up then. Okay. We're about done. All right, matey, all right. We're finished now. I've done these quite slowly on the grill, indirect heat, because I wanted to say this is a bit of a brine experiment. Thank you. And I crisped them up at the end, opened the vents, took the heat up a little bit, and they look pretty good. So nice and crispy. I'm sure they're going to be nice and soft. Let me just see if I can break one. Oh yeah, that's just about right. That's perfect. So we're probably going to cut it there and get some of these down us. And
so do you think it was worth doing the brine?
Definitely worth doing the brine. Definitely worth doing the brine. I'm going to play around with the method of cooking them next time. I might do it again, but perhaps open the vents a little earlier to crisp them up a bit more. But they're really beautifully cooked. He's fed, isn't he?
Yeah, cool.
Lucas. Silence. So, but they're really nicely cooked. So they're nice and soft, and they taste really good. So the brine's done a cracking job. Kept them nice and moist despite a longer cook. So have a great weekend. What's left of it, and we'll come back next weekend and do something else. See you later. Bye.